What's up? Our first month of fall sports is in the books. The heiress to Torrance's cross-country throne stops running just long enough to chat with the sports desk and talk about raising the bar as an upperclassman in her already stellar career with South High. Plus, it's an unfortunate part of the game we all hope to avoid, but season-ending injuries can't be predicted. Meet a warrior in every sense of the word whose shortened senior season is turning into an uplifting look at sportsmanship across the South Bay prep football community. Meanwhile, another squad working hard to get a huge monkey off their back and add the elusive first W to their record. Can the Tartars get on the right path before their Pioneer League season gets underway? Scores, highlights, and a little quality time with Torrance's top athletes. It's the Sports Desk, and it starts right now. What's up, Torrance? Great to see you here on the Sports Desk for another week of South Bay prep sports action. Imagine or flash back to your senior season. In this case, you're a standout athlete and leader of one of the top football squads in all of the South Bay. You've just become your school's all-time leader in receptions and total yardage, taking phone calls from Division I schools, attending their receiving camps, and visiting campuses. Imagining what it'll be like to catch passes as a scholarship athlete in college. Then, with one play, it all drastically changes. That's the whirlwind West High's wide receiver Craig Nouse is experiencing these days. But rather than let a potential career-threatening injury stop him, the guy they've been calling Coach Nouse all along is showing the rest of the South Bay what it's really like to bring a team together, to support your closest friends even when you can't put on pads with them. And in the meantime, he's even managed to reveal a soft spot from some of his school's biggest rivals from around the South Bay.
So I was lined up in slot to the right at tight end, not down. I was standing up, and I ran like a 2-yard drag, and I caught it right over the field. It was beautiful because the linebackers blitz and everything, so I was wide open, and Zach dumped it off to me, and I turned upfield right away, and I saw the two safeties closing in on me. I broke the tackle on the left, but the guy on the right hung on to my right foot, and I got hit up high, and then I twisted, and I felt the break immediately.
You know, right when it happened, you know, you're right in the middle of a game. You know, it's first series offensively, and you know, the first thing that goes through your head is, I hope he's okay. I hope it's just a sprain. And then at halftime, you get the news and you find out. And I had talked to the doctor, and he said that it's about 99%. He thought it was going to be broken. We certainly felt almost like there was like we lost a member of the family. I mean, it was really a tough situation. And they showed that at the emergency room.
It was right at the time he told me, like 10, 15 teammates, best friends, just walk around the corner, and I just lost it. I started bawling, the fact that I wasn't going to be able to play my senior year. The next day, a friend, Jamie Stewart from El Segundo, who I knew through some workouts, he stopped by, he brought some stuff, and Maricosta's head coach, Don Morrow, and his son, Harrison Morrow, stopped by. And then Monday night, a friend from Redondo dropped by with a football that a bunch of the players had signed for me.
Anything, grab the football, so anything, is it just names, any messages?
Like, get better, get back out there type stuff.
You know, these kids, they play ball together when they're growing up. They play Pop Warner together, or they play against each other. And there's a respect factor that comes into play when they know that he's a very good player. And it's one of those things that they probably wouldn't like to. They like to play against him because they want to play against the best guys, and they know that at any moment something like that could happen to them. And I think it's just kind of like that brotherhood, you know, in the game of football, and I think in sport in general. If you're doing the right things, if you're teaching your kids the right things, they're teachable moments, and this is one of them. It shows that the game is important, but there's more to it.
That's how much I love that guy. Like, I've dedicated my season to him.
What does that mean, dedicating your season to him?
Go hard out for him, because since he can't do it, I might as well do it for him. Play every down like I can, play like it's my last down.
He was probably more emotional than I was when it happened. I mean, one thing he said to me was, I wish it was me. Like, he told me that night, he's like, I wish it was me instead of you. I mean, that means a lot to anyone, I would assume. And just, he's always around, you know. He lives at my house, so we're obviously very close. Just his support, it's overwhelming.
Do It for 80 is the newest hashtag in Warrior football.
West's all-time leading receiver still plans to earn a Division I scholarship, but even without a senior season highlight reel to impress college coaches, he's following through with the things that don't show up on film anyway.
He's just a caring, nice person. Like, doesn't do anything wrong, good grades, everything good. Like, it's just sad seeing something happen to a good person like that.
Brett, you did a great job tonight. Hey, I like the spin though, where you froze him and then, oh, that was great. When I was in the ER, I was talking to Coach Holt, Coach Hans, and Coach Castillo, and Coach Holt's like, yeah, well, I guess you're coaching house again. And I was like, hey, I guess I'm gonna need one of those shirts, aren't I? And started cracking up. Coach Pitt, tell him when we have Dale lined up in slot against 85 to take advantage of it, because they're going man with 85 on Dale. I don't care what he runs, post, dig, whatever, but take advantage of that. I really want to work with some of the younger guys and even guys that are seniors right now to just hopefully give them what I would use on the field and try and see them use it instead. Nothing behind you, safeties! Nothing behind you, watch quick punt! My voice is cracking, dude. My voice is cracking. Quick punt, called it, hey. And get in the end zone,
Craig decides that he wants to be that kind of guy and be that next wide receiver coach for us, during the season, then we'll get him some kind of shirt. I don't know if we'll put him in the program as coach now, but everybody knows that he's going to be one of our guys.
Bro, I got to sit down. You want to stay with me? Oh, never mind. I forgot.
Taking a short break, so stick around. Once we're back, we'll let you know how the Warriors did in their first contest without their injured wide receiver. And we've got a couple teams in town looking for their first win of the season. Somebody in the Pioneer League got one, while another Pioneer League team is going to have to wait another week for their next crack at it. Stick around.
All the preparation, the training, it all comes down to this.
To be a winning team, you have to work like a winning team.
We have a job to do out here today.
Some people think it's about muscle, but it's really about heart. A lot of heart.
My team depends on me.
And my team is 50,000 strong.
Looks like a lot of work's going into this.
Is what it feels like to be part of a team.
A winning team.
The action team.
Get in on the action at actionteam.org. Are you in?
If I ride, I will know the way the trees smell after the rain. I will grow a heart so strong that hospitals will take Tuesdays off. If I ride, road rage will turn into laughter, and oil tankers will haul chocolate milk. And I won't be a boy or a girl. I will just be a rider.
Everybody, welcome back. When we first sat down with this year's Warriors squad to find out if they could repeat the success of last season's CIF championship game run, Greg Holt told us there'd be two keys to making that happen. One, staying healthy. And two, considering you can't predict or prevent the bumps and bruises of a football season, West's depth chart would have to step up. And in their first game back in action since losing their top receiver, the Warriors put their depth chart to work, set aside any questions about that. First-year starter running back Brett OG stole the show with the breakout performance of his career, 16 carries for 154 yards and 4 trips to the house in a huge win over South High. Quarterback Zach Heger threw the pill around 13 times on the night, ran it himself 6 times for 162 yards of total offense, including a ridiculous 26-yard TD run that put the game out of reach in the third quarter. All in all, the Warriors keeping their word with a lot of players dedicating their season to Nouse and lighting up the scoreboard for Goldilocks. Through the first month of the season, they're enjoying an average score of 45-9. So, West remains Torrance's last undefeated squad as they head into a matchup against the rejuvenated North Saxons, and then it's time to take on the Bay League. As for South, they continue searching for their first win of the season. Next up is a home game against Peninsula, and then it all starts to count in the Pioneer League when they'll match up with our next squad right here. In fact, just a few weeks ago, the Torrance Tartars were also searching for their first win of the season. A blowout loss against West, sandwiched by 2 competitive games against Banning and Peninsula. According to senior running back Bobby Wilson, the entire campus needed to see the Tartars win on the football field. But with Wilson unable to stay away from the injury bug and play a full game in the team's first 3 matchups, there wasn't much else he could do but get back in the game and take over. So Tamara Latta took to Zamperini Stadium to see how Torrance would fare against Lusinger.
After 3 straight losses, the Tartars dominated Lusinger for their first victory of the season, winning 57-6.
Defensive-wise, we did a nice job of stopping Lusinger, and I think offensively, we did a nice job of blocking up front. And I think the key to both sides was our offense and defensive line. When they gel, when they work hard, and when they get it done, it looks good for us, and that's exactly what happened tonight.
Behind an emotional loss last week, the senior running back assured his teammates that this game will be different.
After that loss, I knew how much my team needed to win. I knew it. I had to do whatever it took to get back on the field and help them out in any sort of way I could. And they stepped up for me. Like, my line did amazing today. I give all the credit to them. It was really, I can't do anything without them.
Bobby Wilson missed last week's game with a knee injury, but appeared to have put all the side effects aside. The starting running back made the double wing T offense look easy, scoring 3 touchdowns and racking up 108 yards.
Our running game's 100 times better with Bobby. It's just, he doesn't go down. He just fights for more yards, and that's what we need.
Bobby coming back, our running backs at least got a break, but he's an incredible running back, and he helped us out a lot.
Wilson's presence on the field can make a huge difference.
He can do so many things, and so I think, our line, hey, all they got to do is get him, give him 3 yards, and he'll take more. That's all they have to do. And having him back with David and Luna in the backfield, boy, I tell you, what an uplifting thing that was for us.
This win is a big confidence builder for the team, but there are still areas of improvement.
First of all, we're going to work on those physical things, get those things taken care of, and then we'll work on the mental things. We're in the process of getting some things straightened out.
Thanks for that, Tamara. Now, Friday nights are always reserved for high school football games, but when you're lucky, if you happen to be at the right game somewhere in the South Bay, you'll catch a glimpse of Elko's main man, John Featherstone, patrolling the sidelines and searching for the Warriors' next big star. It's a good chance to hear what he thinks about some of Torrance's up-and-coming football players and evaluate the talent we have in this town from his professional perspective. And last week, catching up with Feather was different. Even for a man who's always smiling, there just seemed to be a little more energy, a little more pep. Plain and simple, he's just that much more excited about where the El Camino Warriors are headed this season. So, I asked him, what's different this year? And all he could do was smile and say, they're a real team this time. They've got a winning attitude that was missing last fall. And sure enough, the next night, the Warriors headed down to Long Beach City and pulled off what winning teams do. Possibly the most dramatic ending the Warriors have given us in a long time. LBC rallied from behind to catch Elko at 33 apiece in the closing minutes of the game. Lined up for the PAT that would give the Vikings the lead, Courtney Crockett scooped up a blocked kick and took it all the way back for an Elko 2-point conversion, taking back a Warrior lead and securing their 3rd win of the season. So just 1 month into the season, and the El Camino Warriors have already improved upon last year's record, now sitting at 3-1. The scary bit of news coming out of that win, though, sophomore QB Cole Webb had to leave the game with a right knee injury less than a minute into the 4th quarter. News of how serious the injury would be and whether Webb's going to miss any more action behind center is still up in the air. All right, everybody, guess what? We're going to take another break. When we get back, we follow the trail with some of Torrance's top distance runners. Time to visit 2 cross-country squads when we get back.
We are this close.
We're this close.
Two direct models.
We're this close. This close to making history.
This close.
From 120. We are this close.
We are this close.
This close.
This close to changing the world. We are this close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease
ever again.
We are this close to making history.
We are this close to ending polio.
This close to ending polio.
We're this close.
This close.
This close to ending polio.
This close.
We are this close to ending polio.
All we need
is you.
All we need is you.
All we need is you.
Is you.
We are this close. This close.
If we don't act now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. If you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Hey there, Torrance. Mixing it up a little bit as the South Bay prep sports scene has plenty of athletes all over the place doing big things. So today, we visit 2 cross-country squads with new experiences as the fall's gotten underway. Bishop Montgomery was home to one of the best distance runners to come out of Torrance in quite some time. In her senior season, Danielle Shanahan took 2nd place in the Division IV CIF state final. So, you can imagine earning runner-up to a state title meant all eyes were on Shanahan around the Knights campus in 2012. This year, who takes over as leader of the Black and Gold's cross-country crew? Where can we expect to see the Knights in the pack with the rest of the South Bay? With all those questions to answer and more, this fall, our Reina Ale introduces you to the 2013 Knights cross-country team.
The young and talented boys and girls cross-country team for the Bishop Montgomery Knights are ready to shock teams in the Camino Real and Del Rey League.
Last year, it was more focused. We had one great runner, and then the team for the girls, and they were really, really young. So this year, now they've grown up a year, but they're still mostly sophomores and juniors. Our goal for them is to make it as a team to CIF. So we get the 7 girls to go together. Last year, our boys made it as a team to CIF, and we want to repeat that and maybe get a little higher finish this year.
The Knights ran the challenging Santa Fe Dam in 105-degree weather for their first invitational meet of the year. According to the runners, it was quite an experience, to say the least.
We woke up early, we got down over to the Santa Fe Dam, and we prepared for the meet. I ran around 9 or 8, and it was already hot, and by the time it was 11 or 12, everyone else was racing, and it was too hot, and the paramedics were overwhelmed, so they stopped the meet.
Everyone was passing out, but it was pretty fun. I haven't done it in a while, and we ran some couple good races.
Since the dam will be the running site for 2 out of the 3 league meets, Coach Brian modified some workouts to prepare his team for harsh weather conditions and difficult trails.
After our first meet, I've mixed in some intervals and some fast speed work training so that they're getting their legs underneath them. But now it's to get their legs moving quicker so that they can pass some people, catch up to people, and put some distance between them and the other teams.
We've been running as a group because we have to run as a group in order to kind of win if you want to win. And drinking lots of water because it's always so hot like it was last time we ran there. A lot more speed workouts to kind of get us going for like when we're in the desert.
Coach Brian has been pushing us to really do our best in every practice. There were times in the past couple weeks where it's been really hot here and no one's wanted to run. But the thing is that we have to be able to run in weather conditions. We have to be able to run the 3 miles. So we have been consistent in our practices, and I think that's really going to help.
The team had their first league meet September 26th and came out on fire. The boys were led by Kyle Anderson and Ryan Torres to a 2nd place team finish. The girls were led by Rachel Quast and Lauren Mitchell and came in 4th on the day.
Thanks for that, Reina. And just a short drive away from the Bishop Montgomery campus and only a couple years behind Shanahan, South High's Kimberly Kasha announced herself as the heir apparent to the title of Torrance's most dominant distance runner. Possibly the most exciting news for Spartans fans after her appearance in last spring's track and field state meet. She's only now starting her junior season. So with plenty more races and likely plenty more podium finishes ahead at South High, Haley Outen checks in with the athlete we expect to lead the pack in South High cross country.
South High cross country standout Kim Kasha left her mark on the Pioneer League last season and just began her junior year with the hopes of making this one her best yet as a Spartan.
Last year I PR'd in the 1600 in the mile and the 3200 in the 2 mile. I got 4:55 for the mile, and then I ended up going to state for the 2 mile and got 10:28. So that was a big definitely a big PR from the year before.
I've never seen someone so young have so much dedication, commitment, discipline, and natural talent as Kim, so she brings the full package to the team.
Although cross country is generally viewed as an individual sport, Kim recognizes that there is an important team aspect here at South.
I feel we're really close as a team, and we're able to, really share struggles and try to help each other out, really feed off each other's energy, so we try to keep it positive.
And aside from the group pushing each other and building a good team morale, Coach Esponda explained to us how cross country is really broken down.
It's individual, but it's also a team sport, and the way they work at races and the meets is the top 5 score, and every place you get that number. If you're 5th place, you get 5 points, and so it's kind of like golf. The lowest score wins.
Kim and Coach Esponda will look to the team to help reach the high expectations and goals for the season ahead.
This year, I hope to go to state, hopefully top 5. Yeah, it's gonna be a challenge, but I know I can get there.
I would love to see Kim go back to the state meet. I'd love to see her get back there again and do really well and be in that top 10.
Having already accomplished so much as a young cross-country star, it seems that South is only the start for a bright future ahead.
Kim has what it takes to run collegiately, and really, she has that natural talent and work ethic to even beyond college to just compete and really enjoy running for a long time.
I like this. Definitely a physical challenge, mentally as well, and it definitely takes a lot of hard work and dedication, and it really pays off. So I think that's, the main drive is the end, and all the good that comes from hard work.
Kim says that she'd like to compete at the next level in college, but that she's not sure yet where she'd like to go. From South High School, I'm Haley Outen for the Sports Desk.
Thank you, Haley, for that look at Kim. Today, we got to meet 2 Torrance athletes with special stories and a laundry list of athletic accomplishments that make sharing the South Bay sports scene on this show so much fun. Every time we turn around, there's somebody different with a great story to tell. So, let us know who it is. You've got plenty of options for reaching out to us here at CitiCABLE 3, our Facebook page. We've got our own email address on the sports desk, or just give us a call. Pretty sure the only way you can't get a hold of us through this show is through a text message or something. Name drop and let us know about a special athlete, somebody going after an award, overcoming something adverse. If you reach out, we just might tell that story right here on the sports desk. And that's going to do it for us. Another week on the sports desk. Thanks for dropping by. We will see you next time. Have a good one.